Why didn't she go up there and rip off them covers and see what was going on? She sat there and recorded like it was a all cutesy bonding.
Hey!
I'm sorry, you guys are grown adults.
It was funny, it was hilarious, and it was wholesome to see my son and his dad just wrestling around in the bed. I should not have taken that video down.
That woman knows what's going on between her son and her husband.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Selena. Today we have a more serious video. Y'all saw the title. Y'all saw the warning, the trigger warning. So less jokes and stuff today, but everything in this video is my opinion based on the information on the internet. So take that with what you will. First of all, before we get into the heavy stuff, how are you guys doing? I feel like it's kind of been a while. I don't know if you've noticed, I was in the same shirt for the past couple of videos or so. I was trying to film ahead and life started lifing and the pregnancy started pregnancying and I'm just here. But I missed you guys. I actually had a health scare and so I've just been taking it easy, to be honest. I know I say every single video, I'm trying to be more consistent, which I am, but just know I'm hanging in there and know I'm thinking about you guys. But yeah. Anyways, let me know how your year has been. I'm trying to get this uploaded as soon as possible. Let me know if you have any Valentine's Day plans, Galentine's Day plans, no plans, and treating yourself, self-care day, what have you. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, or if you don't, I still think you should do something for yourself, whether that be eating your favorite snack, or being productive, or just relaxing. Hopefully this works out in your favor, but Valentine's Day is on a Saturday. I don't know if that's helpful for you, but hopefully you have the day off. Sucks working weekends though. I still have to work weekends, so I get it. But either way, you should do something for yourself. And before I get started, the drink of the day, which I feel like I have not done in a while, I treated myself to the Costco sparkling water. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but different scenery. This is my guest room. You saw the past few videos that the nursery is getting kind of messy, and so yes, I'm nesting, but this is the cleanest area in my house right now. Did you want a bump check? Did you want to see what my bump looks like right now? Oh, you do? Okay, real quick. Let's see. I feel very grateful, especially after the health scare. So I had to go to the hospital, but I'm fine. Anyways, I'm just grateful to be here. So today we were talking about a viral video. It's been referred to as the father and son blanket video. I don't know if you've watched it, but yeah, again, we're going to discuss SAing, CSA, GROOMING. We have to abbreviate and say terms because of the sensitive guidelines, but just know we are about to talk about that. So the TikToker, her profile is called TNC, and the lady, I'm just going to call her T because her husband's profile is CW30, but her profile is T and C. Let me read their real names real quick, but I'm going to refer them as T and C throughout the video. But her name is Itofi Moala Wolfgram, and his name is Charles Wolfgram, and they live in Inglewood, California. They are immigrants from Tonga. I think both of them are. I know for sure she is. And the first thing you need to know is that they have multiple children. I don't know exactly how many, but it does seem like that their house is kind of the hangout spot for local kids, and he is or was a volunteer coach for a football team, and so a lot of the times the kids that he coaches will be friends with their kids, hang out at their house. That's a good background story for now. We'll dive more into details as far as that goes, but here's that viral video of the father and son blanket video. We're going to come back and discuss it. We're going to talk about reactions to it, read a couple of comments, and then dive into other responses from TikTok. Check out the viral video.
Hey!
I'm sorry, you guys are grown adults.
I'm trying to look at his phone.
Huh?
He was over here smiling at his phone.
Oh yeah?
Let me see.
Why you want to smile?
Huh?
You don't need to smile.
What do you mean?
You're an old man.
I know, man. Ciao, cuz. Bonding with my son. I missed.
Now, I feel like you have to be crazy to think that nothing was going on. In the beginning of the video, me and a lot of other folks have heard the father, or C, say, "Oh yeah, you better take that." I'm gonna replay that. Do you hear that?
I better take that. I better take that.
So I'm pretty sure everybody in the beginning heard him say, you're going too fast, or you better take that. Why didn't she go up there and rip off them covers and see what was going on? She sat there and recorded like it was a cutesy bonding I'm about to say romantic, but like a cute moment. Like, girl, no, that is very odd. And when you posted it and everybody commented and told you how weird that was, you sat here and defended it. And oh, mind you, somebody in the comments said, oh, she knew what was going on. She was very complicit. Like, she didn't care. Like, she just letting it happen. Why the fuck did she like the comment? She liked that comment. And then she deleted the whole video because of what everybody was saying. And she made another video talking about, oh, if you don't like what you see on the internet, you need to just scroll. You don't have to comment. You don't have to say anything. Like, girl. And then now I'm seeing all these videos of the stepson is like low-key just got a straight face on at the family gatherings. Like, he just looked like he not really into whatever event they had, whatever's going on. Like, he just had a straight face. Like, he just looked very disconnected. And like, it's just, why? Whenever this type of situation is going on, it's always somebody that knows about it, mainly the mothers, not even gonna lie, that knows about it and is not saying anything. Like, girl, this is your son.
Other people have interpreted that to be, oh, you're going too fast. Do you hear that? I feel like the beginning is clear as day. And then also to the wrestling under the blankets, I feel like definitely, in my opinion, the son, I'm not going to say his name just because he's clearly the survivor in this, in my opinion, but he's 20 years old and allegedly he is a stepson to C. After doing more research, he is the biological son to the dad, C, and he is a stepson to the mom, T. Mom T had a photo saying that she was involved in his life early on, helped raise him, but technically he is the stepson. Regardless if he is biologically the son to the dad or not, it makes me question how long this has been going on for, because it's going into adulthood. It's still very wrong, but that just adds a whole nother layer to this. And if it's been going on for so long and T helped raise him, how long has she known about this? Especially if she liked that comment. Either way, in my opinion, that is incest. But in my opinion, he is also hunched over under the blankets, clearly doing oral, in my opinion. There's been discussion about the dad, C, and that he has his pants down because you can see him putting up his blanket to cover himself. And you know, if you get caught doing something wrong or you get caught in the act, you're gonna try to cover yourself, or you're gonna be like, hey! Like that tone in your voice, like you just got caught. We all know that. Or at least I do. I'm just kidding. Anyways, but you know what I mean. So, in my opinion, clearly guilty. And the other thing too, there was a lot of discussion about whether or not the dad, C, is wearing a glove. And you can see it, and you can see it where it does look like he is wearing a glove.
Just didn't get caught red-handed. He got caught with a latex glove on. And he got caught with his pants down. In no world should a grown man, two grown men, a father and a son, be caught up in a bed together. Especially when the father is out of breath and he starts the video by asking the son, are you going to take it? Take what? That was highly inappropriate. The first thing I thought about when I saw that video was the short film, The Strange Things About the Johnsons. And if you've seen that, that's one of the most disgusting films ever. But it's sad that that might be turning into reality.
Shout out to the TikTok comments who explained why the glove may be there. From what I read in the comments, I don't have a screenshot. If I do, I'll put it up here. From what I've read is that the glove is used to stimulate the hole, and that helps with arousal. And the glove prevents the smell and, you know, just fluids or what have you getting into the nails and stuff. So it is used for stimulation or foreplay or what have you. So that's why they're saying that dad was wearing the glove. All right, let's get to the mom, T. I feel like, unfortunately, in my opinion, I feel like she knows. She just chooses not to believe it. Why would you go into the room filming? Like, she must have known that something was going on and she wanted to catch it on camera. Number one, you probably know that something fishy is going on. Number two, you still had evidence in front of you and filmed it. Okay? Whatever your opinion is, you guys know the drill. Let me know in the comment section down below. Clearly, in my opinion, this is SA. This is incest. And I think the mom knows it, but she's in denial because she still wants to be with C or the dad. And she's like laughing it off, but clearly you can see her son trying to cover his face. Like, in my opinion, he's shamed or he's just trying to hide. He just got caught doing something that he's not supposed to be doing, or he just got caught doing something that's meant to be private. Either way, it's still wrong, right?
I know y'all know me, but I just wanted to clarify in case it gets misconstrued, but it's wrong that there's incest and it's wrong that there's GROOM, in my opinion, allegedly. But y'all know that we support the LGBTQIA plus community on this channel, so don't get that misconstrued. What I'm saying is wrong is the inappropriate relationship between the father and son from what I see, and that's inappropriate and gross and wrong.
I also suspect that this has been going on for a long time because doing that, and it looks like the door was not closed. It looks like they were doing that out in the open. For the mom to just already have her camera ready, start filming, start laughing. And then the dad, he's still kind of moving. Like, he's still, in my opinion, in the act as he's getting caught. He says hey to his wife, and he's still currently in the act. I don't know, I think that's pretty ballsy because that makes it even more gross to me, because I think he's so arrogant that he's still going to do that, knowing the risk of getting caught and knowing he's caught in plain sight. And it's a total lie that he was looking at something on his phone. When my dad was alive, I feel like I was someone who was a daddy's girl. Like, we would watch shows on the couch together, but we would always have our own blanket. And we would be on separate sides of the couch. Sometimes I've fallen asleep on his shoulder, still in different blankets, still not under the blankets. And also, too, if the dad wanted to see what was on his son's phone, he could have totally just asked him from afar. You don't have to get under the covers. More on that later. So I want you to tell me what you thought about this video. Do you feel like it was innocent? Do you feel like something fishy was going on? Clearly, I have strong opinions. And when I saw this video too, a couple of situations came to mind because I used to watch a lot of Lifetime movies, and that's how I would discover movies that were based on a true story, and that's how I got into true crime. And my dad would watch true crime a lot, and I would watch it with him as I got older. But the movie, believe me, The Abduction of Lisa McVie, I believe her grandma, who was supposed to raise her, but her grandma let her husband, aka the grandpa, SA her granddaughter. That just reminded me of women allowing their children to be hurt, traumatized, SA'd by their partners. And they know it too, and they're just in denial. Same thing with Elizabeth Smart. Her captor, his wife, Wanda, just let Elizabeth Smart get SA'd multiple times a day, every day. And it's just very interesting because I just can't understand that. Even if the roles were reversed, even if the gender roles were reversed, how could you let a child, or how could you let someone in general get hurt like that? It's non-consensual, it's illegal, it's just wrong. And for her to just sit there and film it, sums up, okay? So let's dive into her response. And before we play her response, let me know if you think she's reading off of a script or reading off of something to her left. Because I feel like she's reading off of something that potentially the dad told her to say. Check this out.
A few weeks ago, I posted a video of my husband and son wrestling around in the bed.
I'm going to stop her right here. The first lie is that they were wrestling around. What happened to him wanting to look at his phone? Did he have to wrestle to look at his phone? That's a lie. Okay, now I'm going to play the rest uninterrupted.
We just got home from watching his championship football game, and we walked by his room and we noticed he was smiling down at his phone. So one of those smiles where you know that he's most likely smiling at a girl. So my husband jumped in the bed to try and look at his phone to see why he was smiling so big for. In the midst of all this, I whipped out my phone because, duh, we're content creators. I started filming them. It was funny, it was hilarious, and it was wholesome to see my son and his dad just wrestling around in the bed, even at their big old age. Total fail, because not even 1 hour later, my video was going viral, but for the wrong narrative. People started commenting on my post, how disgusting this video is, the most horrible and disgusting comments, and people resharing, reposting with their own narrative of false accusations. Are getting hundreds of DMs, hundreds of tags, people threatening us, saying that they're calling the FBI, the local police, calling the football chapter that my husband coaches at. The police even knocked on our door about 2 weeks ago and explained to us that they received many complaints about this video and that we need to be checked on. So they interviewed each one of our kids and asked us, where is the kid on the video? And both my husband and I started laughing, saying, you mean our adult child who is 20 years old? Police started laughing, saying the accusations were that he was a minor child. We had a good laugh with the police, sharing our thoughts and our concerns about this false narrative that's going viral. They completely understood and they apologized for having to interrupt our family time, and they left. All this because of a pushed narrative on a 28-second video of my husband and son, what meant to be a wholesome, quote unquote, you're never too old to still get affection from your dad, or quote unquote, boys will be boys, but dad's still checking on her phone, quote unquote, Pacific Islanders with their grown kids, to the most horrible, disgusting accusations. People have taken the time to find all of our social media, our TikTok accounts, our Instagram accounts, and our Facebook accounts, just to comment on our post with hateful comments and messaging us with horrible, threatening accusations. I had taken down the video for one reason and one reason alone. I realized that the disgusting narrative social media was pushing, my kids and my family would be reading these disgusting and horrible, threatening comments. So because I'm a mother, and I'm a mother first before anything else, I protected my family, and I removed the video and blocked the people that were sending me hateful comments and reposting this horrible narrative. I wanted to send this post today so that everyone can understand where we are going from as a Pacific Islander family. Some individuals have misunderstood or misinterpreted this interaction, but I want to clarify that as Pacific Islanders, our love and respect for our children know no bounds, regardless of their age. In our culture, such as playful and affectionate behavior is a testament to the close bonds that we share, and it is rooted in a deep sense of love and care. Just as much as we love our kids, we will also protect our kids. I should not have taken that video down, but because the world portrayed it one way and we realized social media was pushing a disgusting, horrible, and misconstrued narrative for the sake of our kids reading the comments, we took it down. Unfortunately, in today's world, parenting is different nowadays, where hugging and kissing and bonding with your children is not normal. But it most definitely is in the Pacific Islander community. Unfortunately, in today's society, there has been a troubling tendency to misconstrue expressions of fatherly love and family closeness, often viewing them through a suspicious lens. I want to reaffirm that our love is genuine, sincere, and unconditional, grounded in the values that have been passed down through generations. We as Pacific Islanders are a people who embrace joy, playfulness, and unwavering love and support for our children. We will always stand by them and express our love openly and without reservation. It is our culture to remain close and affectionate, and we refuse to allow the distorted perceptions of this modern world to tarnish the authentic expressions of family love. We remain committed to sharing content that reflects our values and clean, wholesome, and rooted in family unity. Thank you for your continued support and your understanding, and please continue to follow us for more positive and family-oriented content as we always have provided. Thank you.
So where was this privacy and positivity about her family when she was sharing her son's potty training journey, him on the toilet, and her making fun of her son for wetting the bed every night? That is hypocritical to me. What do y'all think?
So you and Royal have to wear a diaper?
So in doing more research for this video and just finding out more about T, it looks like she does support MAGA and Trump, which is very interesting. As an immigrant, I really don't understand that, but anyways.
Pause to read, but this creator compiled a bunch of screenshots of things that T believes in that is very hypocritical. One, for the simple fact that she is a MAGA supporter. She also supports ICE as an immigrant. Her sister is undocumented. She also frequently has her kids in the car without seatbelts while on the freeway, going on go-karts without helmets, and using the go-kart for street use. She covers her kids' eyes when they're kissing scenes in movies, apparently. She thinks it's funny when her son has that trolley gummy ice cream pop, and you know what that looks like, okay? She thinks that's hilarious. Her husband also has a video on his YouTube filming their masseuse without asking consent. So yeah. And also too, I'm going to play a video pretty soon, but he walks around and he'll have KY jelly in front of his kids. So that's just another example of things that she may or may not be aware of, but there's a lot of things that are adding up. I also saw another video saying that she's a flight attendant, so she may or may not be home. But when it's staring at you in the face and you're recording it, how can you not connect the dots? But again, if she voted for Trump, a convicted felon, someone who has evidence of R-wording people, children, I guess it makes sense, unfortunately, that she supports that as well.
He's trying to act like it never happened, but after the video circulated, I actually went on his TikTok and found this video with 2 little boys in it, and then on the sly, he gets out the KY jelly as a joke. He's since removed that video, but I downloaded it, so if the police want to see it, this man needs to be charged.
To get the Vicks cream? Let me see.
Total complete red flag here, guys. If I wasn't censoring this video, the look on this kid's face says it all. He's embarrassed. He's handled this before, and the fact that he mistakes that cream for some other cream, that's not a coincidence, guys. It's not an innocent little mistake. Oh, he just went and got the wrong thing. I'm sorry. He knows what it's used for. Why would that be anywhere where this child would know where it was? That's a whole other thing.
To support Trump, who has been accused several times for SA, and it appears that your video is you witnessing your husband SAing your son, that matches up to me. What do you think? I just don't understand.
Everybody keeps asking, why is the mom not doing anything? Why is she recording this? Why is she laughing? Why would she post? Because she's in on it. She knows exactly what's happening because she's in on it. Everybody keeps asking, why would she post this? It's an ad. She's in on it, and that's an advertisement. You can literally hear what the dad says in the beginning of the video. And you don't even have to have your volume up all the way, although it helps. So if we, the viewers, could hear that, then she for sure heard that before she posted it. She's in on it. For those who listen to the Sasha Riley tapes, remember, Sasha Riley was adopted for the purposes of being. There are people out there who are their own kids. There are people out there who are not only adopting children to them, but are birthing their own children to them. So when people keep asking, why didn't the mom do anything? Why didn't she run in there and start kicking it? Why would she post this?
I think what's crazy though is I found other photos in her profile that show multiple kids in her family, and the fact that their house is maybe the hangout spot for neighborhood kids or for kids that he coaches. Word on the street though is that he got fired because a lot of people have been reporting him, and they've also been calling CPS, Child Protective Services in the US.
Instead of addressing people's concerns, this mom was liking the comments where people said that they were suspicious that the mom knew that the was going on. We now know that the police are investigating. And then her husband made a response video, not putting people's mind at ease, but antagonizing people.
All y'all can do is just keep reaching and continue to do that, because all you guys are doing is making our pages more popular. Thank you for that. Y'all go into all this ranting on social media. Y'all go contact all the organizations I deal with as far as dealing with kids, all that kind of stuff. Nothing.
Here's a quick update to the father-son blanket video. The father has been kicked off of the youth football program at Inglewood. Now, apparently he was a volunteer coach, and they have decided to separate from them. Now, I got this message in a comment, so I want to share that with you. You guys can pause to read, but they have made the decision to separate from Mr. Wolfgram effective immediately. Their organization operates under a strict code of conduct that all volunteers must adhere to. And basically they're saying due to the nature, the publicity that this story has gotten, they've decided to separate from him. And to be honest with you, whether he was wrong or right, like whether he did this or didn't, his response to this whole situation is very telling. Like, he made a video saying, y'all were probably just SA'd as kids, and so you guys are trying to put that on. A lot of us were. 100%. A lot of us were. Actually, a lot of children are SA'd. Yeah. And so we know the signs, and to throw that back in our faces, instead of taking some time to really, hey, think about this, what should your response be and how to handle this, you decide to throw it back into everybody's face. Yeah, I'm glad they took you away as a football coach. I wouldn't want my son looking up to you at all. I wouldn't want any little boy looking up to you because I don't trust you. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the situation and what you think about Inglewood releasing him.
So when they receive a lot of the backlash, you can totally see that TNC are very defensive. They're like, thanks for the engagement. Let me show you. So on his TikTok, it says, social media can never break us because we know who we are. Hi, Delulus. Thanks for the unexpected knock on the door last night. The cops were laughing at you clowns as well because lames who are desperate for attention will do anything for popularity or acceptance. Our family doesn't care about neither. We will continue to keep God as the foundation of our lives. Hate on that, Felicia. Okay. But the search being TNC Sun Blanket tells me everything I need to know. You know what I mean? He also has, I think it's a lot of this is deleted now. And of course the father-son blanket video is deleted now. But on C's page, he says, TikTok and Facebook are both in on this one-sided lie. I am not going to lose any sleep, I promise.
You know, when you don't like what someone is posting, or if you don't like what they're sharing on their social media, you know what the best thing to do is? Keep scrolling. Don't waste your time commenting, okay? Because the commentator, the person that is posting it, doesn't care, okay? And that's how life should be. Don't be too worried about what other people think about. Their opinions are their opinions. What matters is how you carry yourself, and we're unbothered. So stop wasting your time commenting because it's going nowhere but to outer space.
I did go back on T's videos in the past in TikTok, and it looks like she does film a lot of her kids for content. One thing that I found very interesting though is that she was making fun of her kid for wetting the bed, and a lot of people were saying that can be a sign of SA, that can be a sign of trauma. That does make me concerned. And listen, we have to keep saying allegedly since no one is charged at this time. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only, or it is my opinion. It's interesting that she's posting that. Like, that's very intimate. And I also feel like that's concerning. Also, too, is it just me, or does she and her husband post together like they're not even a couple, like they're cousins or something, or they're just friends, like platonic friends. Like, look at this here. If you're in a relationship, do you pose like that in all your photos? Maybe just me. Let me know if it's just me. But it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look like they're together, really. It just looks like they're like, I don't know. And T has also said things like he attracts a lot of gay men or what have you. And I'm not saying that that means he is, but she makes jokes like that.
I'm gay about a lot of gay people because my husband is attracting many gay men, and then he wants to put my backpack on.
That woman knows what's going on between her son and her husband. She absolutely knows. Because who wouldn't watch that video back, especially after people have said something to you, but who wouldn't watch that video back and not see anything wrong with it? You can hear the dad saying, I'm not going to say it here, but you can hear him saying some things to his son. You can see him trying to pull his pants up under the blanket. You can see where the son's head was when he's coming out of the blankets. And it's like catching teenagers messing around. That's the way the dad was like, hey! She knows something's going on. And I think perhaps she put it on the internet because something inside of her wanted to know for sure. But now that she knows, I think it's too much. Which is sick because you should be stopping it. On top of that, I don't think it's a coincidence that their youngest child is wetting the bed consistently. That is a sign of something happening to that child. Like, you just cannot watch that video and not think something's going on there, period. I think she knows deep down, and either she's avoiding it or it's just too much for her brain to process at the current moment. But here's hoping that it processes. Otherwise, she's just as bad.
And then also they pose together like they don't even know each other like that, in my opinion. I don't know. What do I know? I do not know these people. But either way, this is really serious in my opinion, especially for the son, because whether or not this is what we all think it is, it's still on the internet for millions of people to see. I feel bad for the son. I hope he's doing okay no matter what. Whether or not this situation is what we think it is, but it's very serious, and I hope he is finding some peace during this time because people have found his name. You know how the internet works. They know where you live, they know your name, they know who you work for, they know everything. But that is it for today's video, y'all. Let me know what you thought about this whole situation in the comment section down below. If you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me, but let me know what you think. Do you feel like the father and son were doing something that they shouldn't have been? Do you feel like it was an innocent thing, that they're just close, father and son? What do you think? Do you think the mom knows something? Other than that, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I just appreciate you being here. And I will see y'all in my next video, hopefully sooner than later. I love you guys. Bye.